Right now, we have to proceed with the show. Now, as you know, the media landscape has changed, okay? Now, we have moved from analog to digital, where now people are getting news firsthand immediately. If the news or the story breaks out on Tuesday morning, by Tuesday afternoon, the story is up on YouTube pages. People have given their opinions. People have given their views. And some of these bloggers and YouTubers have even gone so far ahead as going to some of these people who make headlines, going to their houses and asking them these stories so that they can get you those stories as fast as possible. So some of these changes have happened, and I bet that you have seen so many pages just sprout online, and you're wondering which one of these are credible. Well, some that are credible, that you can trust, are here with us in studio. Some of these guys have covered some of the biggest entertainment stories in the 254 and have brought to you entertainment right at your doorstep. Unasema unataka kujoja ambare wameleta, Rapudo wameleta. Umesema unataka kusikia story ya Vera Sidika wameileta. Akothe hapo hapo. KRG pale pale. Sijui ni nani? We are these guys don't rest. Do they sleep? I don't know. Let's ask them. Let's ask them. Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
So let me just start with everyone introducing themselves, because the names I know them by are not their online names. I am so shocked. So let me just let everyone introduce themselves and tell us which blog, YouTube channel, website you work for, work at, and yeah.
So where do we start?
With you.
Oh. I thought the last for best one. Okay, my name is Kevin. My name is Kevin Sabuni. I work for Sauti TV. Online, you can find us on www.sauti.co.ke. On YouTube, you can find us on Sauti TV KE. Same as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And we are verified on some of the platforms. So we are a credible, legitimate media house in Kenya. And I'm happy to be here. We are just change makers in the society. We want to impact the society in a small, different way by just informing guys, entertaining, and educating, just the same way you're doing here at NTV. I mean,
nice.
Yeah.
With a name like Sabuni, na iwa kati ya wash wash bro. It was right there. It was there. It was just there.
Yangu nilisema M-Pesa.
The
Si kama
M-Pesa?
wengine hapa.
Okay, I
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Alafu tuko na nyongeza.
Hiyo ni M-Pesa, wacha jitambue.
Where do I face? Kuna kamera nyingi hapa. Sasa
Nyingi
sijui
sana.
tutaangalia gani. Anyway, my name is Chief Okuzo, of course, and I'm the brain and the mind behind Plug TV, the biggest digital TV in East and Central Africa, from now till forevermore, amen. And of course, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, all over on social media at Plug TV Kenya. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Hey, Amina.
Tumekuona. Tumekucheck.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Peter. Some call me Mike. Mike Karaoke. I go by the name on YouTube or social media platforms. I go by the name Please the Guy or BTG News.
BTG News. Who calls you Mike if your name is Peter?
It's a long story.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me just let that one be. Let me let that. Alafu tuko na Silva Kido.
What's up, my people? My name is Silva Kido, a digital journalist working with Kenya's #1 digital media, that is SPM Buzz. I'm so grateful for being here. And if you want to find us, you want to check our work, all platform SPM Buzz. Yeah.
Now, all of you do different things, right? So I know SPM is solely focused on entertainment.
Not only entertainment.
Not only entertainment? Oh, what else?
We do cover lifestyle. We cover a lot. What is happening across the world.
It's not just in entertainment?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Every time I see it though, I'm like, hapa kuna udaku. Hapa watu nikiona tu hiyo SPM. It has like a sound, right? When I see it, I'm like, hapa ni udaku. So now, does any of you then do politics, hard news, or do you focus also on lifestyle and?
So basically, like us, and I think I would partly speak for all of us, because our niche is almost the same. We do also hard news, but not the kind of hard news you would see on NTV or any other local, like traditional or the legacy media stations. So because our focus mainly is, for example, our target audience is like millennials and Gen Z, this is the kind of news they want to hear. So we cover hard news, but on a different angle. It's not like the local hard news, the way it's presented on local television or newspaper. So we just give it a twist so that people can get to resonate with our audiences who are quite young. They are quite fast. They just want to consume news. Like on Instagram, you can't write 10 paragraphs, for example, of news on Instagram. You just have 2 paras and that's it. It's home. Yeah, so we do even hard news, but mostly because young people are mostly focused on entertainment, on lifestyle, on business that is not quite the hard thing that you see, for example, on Nairobi Stock Exchange. So we give news that is a bit soft.
Yeah. You make it hip, you make it
Yeah,
fun, you make it entertaining.
Yeah, exactly, that's it.
Like Isibo.
Isibo
you
iko
know.
kitu watu wanataka ina-educate, but at the same time it entertains you.
Yeah, so they're hooked from the beginning to the end.
Absolutely.
Unajua kwa sababu sometimes when you watch news you feel like sleeping through it because
Yeah,
in a bow, and then there's like that intonation. No.
And that's actually what we do, because like most of us have been in this game for quite some time. So we just want to give the audiences just something different that they can resonate with, because like they say, for example, Gen Zs, and it's not a bad thing, their concentration on news is very little.
Yeah.
So they won't like listen to the whole bulletin, for example, on
Yeah.
TV. So just give them bits and bits to educate, entertain, and inform at the same time.
Yeah, that's very true. They
Yes.
don't really like reading those long stories. But it's not even just a Gen Z thing. I think that it's, you know, even us as millennials,
absolutely. Yes.
our attention span is just growing shorter and shorter.
Yes.
So history yako, please minimize it to 30 seconds. If you have not caught my attention in the first 10 seconds, you've lost
Meisha,
me.
yeah.
True.
So when you're saying that Plug TV is as big and as influential, what influenced you to start it?
Well, I started Plug TV around 2020 first of all, and from that time up to now, nimeweza kupata audience kubwa from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. Yeah, and if I just recap a little bit, nakumbuka wakati ambapo nilibadilisha lugha ya Kenya for a while. Kila mtu akakuwa anaongea Shempeteng. Or the guy behind it, wasa akaanza kujua na Kulombotov, kitu kama hiyo. And yeah, that's how Plug TV is big. Yeah.
Kwa sababu ulikuwa unataka tuweze kuelewana kidogo, you know.
Yeah.
Alafu sasa audience imegrow.
Yeah.
So waseni wengi sasa. Una feel pressure ya constantly ku-release news stories zenye ni exclusive ama ni...
Hiyo pressure inakuwa kwa sababu sometimes unaweza pata watu wanakuambia tunataka uongelee kitu fulani. So you have to go on the ground to get the story, ndio watu wakuja waweze kusikia.
Yeah. And what about you, Silva Kido? Because you guys are everywhere. SPM, see concert, see album listening party, see watu wanaoana, see graduation. You are just everywhere. How do you do that? Like, do you just have contacts with all these celebrities and do you ask them? Are you just like unannounced appearing at their doorsteps? Like, what's going on?
Okay, what I'll say is that the network we've built as SPM Buzz is very big, because we have people that connect us. We have, right now, I know who is actually at the airport. Any superstar in gear, I can tell, I can know. Have people across the country in East Africa. And then there was a gap. There was a niche, like we came up with a niche, because most of the Kenyans wanted to experience, for example, an event. They want to know who has arrived, at what time, who's going on stage, what is actually happening on the ground. So we managed to concentrate, we managed to give now the experience, sell the vibe to the Kenyans. So that's why you see us across everywhere. For example, right now, I can tell you, there's someone at the airport checking in right now, maybe going to Dubai, a celeb, a superstar, because it's the network that we build, it's the content that we sell, it's the experience that we give people, and what makes us stand out is the uniqueness, how we cover story, how we tell story.
How do you cover these stories? Because you have to be, I mean, it sounds like a huge network of people.
Of course, we have a team, and then we're well connected, because our work sells itself. So, for example, if Amina, you're planning maybe for your dream wedding, maybe December, you will see the best people. We position ourselves as the ideal people to sell the experience, to cover your event.
So you've been invited to Bahati and Diana's wedding?
I can't confirm right now
Automatically.
because I'm not allowed to confirm, but I believe at the end of the year we'll have 2 amazing weddings. So I can't tell you which wedding is coming up, but we already
Mutita is
know.
finally getting married. Is that what's going on?
That's the third one.
The third one? Oh, the other two. Okay, wait. So you can tell us. So it's
I'm
Diana
not allowed.
Bahati and what else?
No, I'm not allowed to speak right now, but
Oh.
keep watching us, SPM Buzz.
Yeah.
We'll give you the amazing experience.
Okay, all right. Now, when it comes to getting some of these stories, how can you tell that it's credible? How can you tell that the source? Because I think one of the things that people used to complain so much about Edgar Obare is that it was opinion based. Like, this is someone who may not have their receipts or have proof, and they would just go and say this and this and this happened. And I saw that he would try to inquire and ask, but sometimes people would just be sharing things and then it's taken as fact. How do you know tusiheta tu tuseme Huda ama Vera or whoever it is, and it's someone who is telling a story that has credibility?
First of all, we look at where the story is coming from.
Uh-huh.
Of course, when you hear something, even if it is a rumor,
Yeah.
there must be even a small piece of truth in it, you understand? So we try and look where the story is coming from, and from there we can tell whether he or she is making sense or not. Yeah, we just look at the source, where the story is coming from. Then from there we can tell because we have experience in this ground. Yeah.
But how long do you do that for? Because sometimes the story is so hot. Someone is telling you that this and this is happening right now, and you know, because on one hand you want to be the one to break the story, kwa sababu Silva Kido na chief wako hapa neck on neck. They also want to talk about the story. So how long does it take you to prove that this, yani ni mse mwenye anajua Kenya anasema ni ukweli, because you're all being reached out to by the same people. Sometimes I'm sure it's happened.
True.
And then you have to talk to one another like, bro, umecheki ama umesikia hii ama ni ukweli ni uongo. How long does it take you on average?
On average, I can say it depends again which kind of a story it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and again, if you have an exclusive, it can't be that you are the only one who has that story. Haiwezekani. Unapataka kuna msee mwingine hata kama ni your close friend anajua. So we try and find if we can find another source which has hata kama ni kidogo tu lakini anajua hiyo type ya hiyo story ama hiyo story. Yeah, that is how we do it.
Well, I want to know the biggest stories that you guys have broken just by yourselves on your different platforms. Such an nianze na Chief, ni story gani muli break?
Okay.
Ukasema manze now Plug TV. Watu wanatujua.
All right.
People know who we are.
Yeah. If you remember back, I think like an year ago, kuna scandal fulani ilitokea kwa internet, a scandal between Eric Omondi na manzi wa TRM. Alikuwa anajulikana Caroli Harvey. That scandal really took over the internet for almost a month. Ulikuwa ukiingia Facebook, ukiandika tu Caroli Harvey ama Eric Omondi, unaona tu Plug TV suggested. And of course, last year, Shembeteng, tukaleta, kila mtu anaongea Shembeteng. Juzi tumewasikia the president saying na Kulombotov.
Bro,
Yeah.
that was you, yeah?
Yeah. Shembeteng imeblow. And right now, kuna story ingine tunataka kuleta.
Gani?
It might shake the internet.
Shake it.
Of course, so
Shake,
lazima
shake.
tu maintain kidogo
Shake
pia.
it. Chief, shake it. Shake it tomorrow.
Hiyo ni siri hiyo, hiyo lazima itawashtua kidogo hiyo. Hadi usia ndani hiyo ni mvunguni mwa carpet hiyo. Yeah.
Hata mimi nataka kujua sasa hiyo story.
Yeah.
Whose side chick have they uncovered? Anyway, but that's so interesting because me and my sister, every single time after our phone call, we have to say manze na Kulombotov. We don't even talk like that, but na Kulombotov is such a standard part of our vocabulary and our conversation.
Yeah.
And what about you? What is the biggest story that you guys have done?
Really, our focus is not mostly on entertainment and gossipy. But the biggest story that we did was we highlighted a story that was very private and personal. That was ex-Tiandela and the mom story. You remember that?
Yes, that was you
they have never met for all that time. So we broke that story, and it was, as you can all remember, it was picked up across all and several others. But that was really big because, you know, family is key.
Yeah.
And it was a very touching story for us, and we tried to pride ourselves that we brought some change and impacted that family in a positive way, and we pray that probably things would make up for them. So
I like
those
how
are
you
the kind of
said
stories that
that
and actually a misconception about our industry is we are not just about gossip, we are not just about lifestyle, about entertaining, about exposing people. I can tell you, Amina, this community you see here and others at home who we are representing here, if you go into their DMs, you'll be shocked.
Whose DMs?
The amount,
Our
like
DMs,
DMs
our
of our media houses, of our platforms. People share information with us, some private, some maligning. If we decide to put everything out there, it would be a dirty, dirty world. But we try to filter and say, how does it impact you? How does it help us? Is this
Yeah.
person just maligning, for example, say Amina's name? Do they just want to expose you? Do they just want to bring your brand down? So we try to filter that, and that's all we are. We want to make change in a different way. This is media in a different. It's not about gossip, and sometimes people call us bloggers.
We are not bloggers.
We are trained journalists.
By
It's
the
just what
Media
you're
Council.
telling our stories in a different way, on a different platform.
You don't think that you expose and
We don't
to
do
some
exposes.
extent ruin people's lives by telling some of the stories you tell?
For
have you
example-
guys ever told any stories about your personal lives that are embarrassing and humiliating? Have you guys ever told stories that are skeletons in your closet? Have you guys ever told stories about your exes, about your families, about your moms, about your dads? We all argue and fight as families. You've never shared that on your site about the fight you had with your dad, or the uncle you've never spoken to, or your brother who hates you. But for celebrities, it comes across as though you do not care that they're human beings at the end of the day, and they're just clickbaits. That's how it comes across. The story that you broke about Xtiandela and his mother, do you think the entire nation needed to know? Do you think Xtiandela found it as if you're fixing the nation? Because I know that is the running theme that all of you work with, that there is this like big thing that you're doing that is so beneficial to humanity. But don't you think to some extent it is harmful to some of these celebrities?
For example, that particular story you're mentioning, we didn't source for the mother. She came by herself and she said, I want to speak. I have tried all avenues. I have tried everything. I can't reach my son. I want to reach my son. I mean, honestly, what would tungefanya nini?
And you want
we
clickbait. And you want
felt
clickbait,
it would
right?
be an avenue for us to connect these two lovely people.
Did it connect them, by the way? Did they end up
It made some
talking?
progress. It is. I currently, I may not be in a position to reveal
Yeah.
some of the details because it's personal, but it made an impact.
Yeah.
Yes. And that
Okay.
was the end goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys don't think that you're in this for just clickbait? Oh, Silva, wacha kudanganya Mungu. Wacheni kudanganyana hapa.
Amina.
Please, please.
I mean, let me give you.
You are saying that you guys are just like the UN. Muko tu hapa. Mnasaidia watu.
Baadaye tunafanya tu job poa sana.
Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Let me
bro.
just remind
Especially
you.
saa zile mnajaribu kuaibisha watu.
No, we don't. But then we respect. We of course, kwa media kuna code and ethics.
Yeah.
Amina. So we normally we are trained. We
Okay.
are journalists. Since you're bloggers, just to clarify on that, Amina.
Okay.
Personally, on a story I've covered a lot story because as SPM buyers, we always want to be the tuanzishe story, a narrative. Recently, what was trending? Calligraph versus Tanzania.
Yeah.
I was sitting with Calligraph, a conversation about the industry of Kenya and Tanzania. Another example, I'll give you a good example. Priscilla Waimani. No one knew Priscilla Waimani. I had to travel from Nairobi overnight mpaka Nakuru, nikamhata, nikaenda mpaka Nyahururu usiku. Mali sijui Nyahururu ni wapi. Nikafika usiku akanambia chukua nduthi. Kuja huko ndani. Just to cover the amazing story. Angalia Priscilla Waimani right now.
Wow.
Life really changed.
That was you?
Yeah, that was me. And so
Silva
many
Kido.
stories.
Oh, that now they've all shared and they've all done.
Yeah.
But do you guys ever feel like there's that weight? There's that humanity versus website or clickbait or story, because sometimes the stories I imagine that come across your desk like zile za DM, kuna zingine mnajua leo hii mnaweza haribia mtu maisha.
Ukweli.
Si kuna stories zingine mnapata mpaka mnaitana mnaambiana bro hapa hii hatuwezi. Hii hapa.
Look at this. This is the guy.
This is the
Wait, so you get a lot of those?
I actually get some intimate photos from different celebrities, but since I can't expose them, since I'm a trained journalist, lazima niweke hizi vitu chini ya maji.
Ngoja. When you say like, so you get pictures of celebrities, not from celebrities.
From celebrities, mwingine anataka kuandika mwingine. Sasa zinakuja DM. Sasa zikikuja DM, ninaangalia hiki kitu nikiweka pale hizi saa hii, nitafuatwa. Number one, you have to care for your life. Kwa sababu probably unaweza fuatwa. Unaona? Unaweza fuatwa ama usaviwe barua, defamation. So when such stories come to my DM, most of them, I normally reserve them and I ignore them.
But it can't be defamation if you have proof.
So, unajua, Amina, kuna kitu nafaa kuelewa. Right now, just imagine umeamuka, and then all of a sudden, you are maybe private photos are all over the internet.
Let's not imagine.
So, zinakuja DM, natumiwa pale naambiwa, yo, angalia hii na hii.
Yeah.
Like for instance, tukiwa tu kule nje, kuna ingine imeingia nilikuwa naonyesha. So,
usiwaonyeshe, kwa nini unaonyesha bro?
We are part of the
Ama kwa umeshtuka even
hey,
like
so I was shocked.
So you're saying even these stories that muna release mkitushtua, kuna zingine mnaweza kutu.
Yeah, kuna zingine hatuwezi kuachilia kwa sababu tukiachilia Amina.
Ati website itaka.
Tukiachilia Amina right
download
now, fracas everywhere.
No way.
For real.
Tavunja mandoa. Za 40 years.
Well, even though CS anakutafuta. Hivi ndo unapata CS anajua Peter Karaoke ni nani na anaishi huko Ndenderu wapi. Do you ever feel like it's a bit dangerous though?
It is very dangerous. Actually, it's very dangerous, extremely dangerous. Because hao watu hujui ni kina nani in the first place. Utapata celebrity yako well connected. Wewe umetoka tu vizuri, umefanya kazi yako, kenda nyumbani unaona tu kuna probox fulani na kufuatanga tu. Uelewi probox inafuatia nini?
Inaenda wapi?
Ukifika kwa nyumba unapata tu kabarua kamewekwa hapo chini, unaambiwa bro, we are watching you. So, you have to be very careful. In as much as you want to do an expose, lazima ujaribu kuangalia how will it impact my life and that of my family and maybe wale watu wataiwatch.
Yeah. But you know, you guys have also changed how people now consume news because there are people who either just watch Sauti, Plug, BTG, like SPM. Mali mimi napata habari ni kutoka kwa Silver Kido na Butita. Na Miss Mutungi, yes?
Miss Githinji.
Githinji, sorry. Yes. That's where you're getting your... So you've changed the landscape of how people are now watching and consuming stories. How do you think things are going to fare on in the next few years? Do you think we are going to completely shift? Because that's what I think is going to happen. Habari yenu ni fast, ni saiyo yo, na ni fupi. It's so concise. It's 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute. What is your... Yani unaona ni kama nini ndo utafanyika in the next few years ndo tujue kama hii story itabaki for a while?
Of course, personally, I'll talk for myself. Personally, I think in the coming near future, everybody will be, of course, watching YouTube. And when you talk about YouTube in Kenya, it's all about us, you know. Yeah, si tunaendaga, unashoot hapo, na una-release. Zingine zikikosa zipitishwe, sisi watu wana consume. So, I think in the near future, people will be leaning towards content creation, you know, consuming now our content.
I agree.
Yeah.
How many people have you all employed? Kwa sababu najua hamufanyi hizi vitu zote peke yenu. Kama sasa mko na wase wangapi?
On Plug TV,
on Plug.
I have like let me say like approximately 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who write news for my blog. Yeah.
And then how many people do you have at Sauti?
Sauti currently have 5, but they work on rotational basis.
Wow.
Some on digital, just some who appear on screen. Yeah, and some for doing stories for the web.
This is so cool, you guys.
And we aspire to grow. We aspire to become the next NTV. We aspire to become the next big digital thing
Yes.
in Kenya and in the world.
The next
The f-
Sky News.
Actually,
Why
we
not?
don't
The
know, we don't
next
know what the
CNN.
future holds.
Yeah.
Who believed just 10 years ago would be doing this? So the future is bright and we want to change with times. Last year, nani alijua kulikuwa na threads? Right now,
Hakuna.
threads ilikuja ikafifia kidogo. We don't know what tomorrow holds. So we need to do this and we are here to change. Just the same way media is changing, we are changing with it.
Yes.
And
So
we
when
are running with
did,
it.
just real quick, when did Sauti start?
Sauti started in 2021. full.
2021. 2020 for Plug TV.
2017.
2017.
2021.
So in short ni COVID ilitusaidia tukafikiria hivi kwa sababu
Yeah.
I don't know how this was not something that you guys were doing prior to this, and I'm sure so many of your subscribers and your followers, they don't know how they used to watch news before. They're like, man, this is where we get our stories, and we could go on and on and on and on. But Silva Kido, I understand you've been nominated.
Yes, yes. I want to say, with our presence, with our work, the good work we're doing as a
Yeah.
Digital Creators Association of Kenya, we're being recognized and appreciated. That's why I've been nominated as a Blogger Media Personality of the Year. It's my first time being nominated for such an amazing award. So hopefully I will change the narrative. It will be the change for the rest of the upcoming creators in this country.
Omba kura. Omba kura.
The voting process
Do we have
was
the
closed.
poster?
The voting
Oh,
process
it's
was closed. Yes,
closed.
but I believe officially tomorrow I'll be working to receive my first ever award
All right,
as a
best.
media
Kofi
blogger of the
Mako.
year. Wamekuibia bedhe kama usiposhinda
Maandamano.
immediately na unaambia wase waanzishe kwa hizi blog zao, waanzishe kwa pages
Hashtag.
zao, kwa YouTube pages zao zote, waseme Silva Kido, was he robbed? Was there again, you know, and the way you guys sensationalize this story
Irudiwe.
sometimes.
VR.
Tarakarnithi hivi.
Waihesabu wairudie. So for people who want to start their own pages, I don't know who owns Nairobi Gossip. Who owns Nairobi Gossip Club? Which I think is the biggest. Chief ni wewe? Chief ni wewe?
Not really.
Dimples zimetokea. Okay, sawa. I was like,
I am not
why
the
are you
guy behind
smiling? Do you know who the owner is? Does any one of you guys know? Wewe unakaa kujua. Sema
Yeah, I don't
ukweli.
know.
Anakaa kujua.
Unajua chief? Unajua?
You guys don't know?
I don't know.
Hatujui.
Okay. Okay, so it's biggest in terms of followers, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in terms of credibility.
But they are credible.
They're very
They are
credible.
very
They're doing an
credible.
amazing job.
Nairobi Gossip, they don't post at easy video. See gossip actually.
Si gossip, mini gossip.
I-
Chief wacha uongo. Si gossip.
It's not more like
What
see
is-
gossip.
See more of gossip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like more of just stories,
Fact
pictures.
check.
Informative.
Yeah.
It's
But then they've
Yeah.
inspired most of us.
Yeah,
I
true.
believe.
It inspired you guys.
Yes.
And they support us like crazy.
Yes, they do, because that's because you see, you guys sustain the page. You're the ones who give them stories to post. So kuna hii synergy.
Community.
Yeah, that's going on. So are you the members of the Fifth Estate? Could you say?
Maybe.
Actually, just the fourth estate. It's
No.
just that
Oh,
we're doing
it's
it
part of-
differently.
Yes.
Ah, okay. It's just a different. It's a different way of how. But you know what? You guys have come through, and you've changed everything, man. You've changed everything. Hata mimi next year sasa nitaanza kitu kangu.
Karibu.
Kuja.
Mtanipata tu popo- Oh, ni wa join. Asanteni
Actually, we have an
sana.
association, so
Nitakuelekeza.
you're a member.
Yeah? Munalipa how much per year?
Tutaongea
Si
kando.
pesa mingi. Ah, okay, si nilipie kidogo. So
Sawa, I'll
unashinda
pay for you.
kesho.
No, I'll pay for you.
Okay. Does any one of you guys have anything to say before I wrap it up?
Yes, yes.
Sema.
First of all, I would like to say thank you so much because I've dreamt of appearing on this show since 2015. You can imagine.
Here we are
In
now.
a delay, but it's a dream come true. I'm
It's
so
a
happy.
dream true. Imagine that you came here with your own platform, with your own thing.
Aki ya nani.
Oh man, that must be a wonderful feeling. Chief?
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been supporting Plug TV. And of course, to my mother, Janet Mwende. That woman has been supportive to me since the day. Nikianza hii kitu, yani hakuwa naamini until the day that I went and surprised her with gifts from what I had gained from Plug TV. And of course, fans wote wa Plug TV, thank you. And everybody who has been supporting Plug TV in general.
Oh, and that really moved me. That really moved me. I hope my son is watching and seeing what other sons are doing.
For us, number one, we thank you. We thank our community. That's our followers. We've built close to 500,000 across all platforms. Thank you very much for believing in us. Thank you for believing our stories. Thank you very much. And finally, pia mimi ni Mluya, ningependa kutuma salamu kwa my son Don and I watch Kiwa Home. Gabriela, my daughter, thank you very much, guys. I love you. I'm doing this for my family, and that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, real quick.
Okay, I want to say that thank you so much for the Digital Creators Association of Kenya. All those content creators, I want to say thank you for the support. And then for the Media Council, for always supporting us with material, training, refreshing courses. And then lastly, maybe to the NTV for giving us this platform, the producer, director, Amina, for giving this platform for us. I want to say thank you so much. Anytime you need us, we'll be there for you guys.
I love that, man. Next time I'll be coming to your platform. I tell you what's going to be going on with this media thing. Was I too harsh though? Was I? No, I wasn't.
No.
Yeah, because I was like, what do you mean? Nyinyi mnatuanika hapa, mnatumulika. Tunataka kuomba serikali. In fact, wataksini wako hapa. Hawa ndio wale watu wa 35%.
Unajoma.
But anyway, listen, if this is not testimony enough for you, I don't know what is. These are guys who before 2020 were wondering, do we try and get a job? What do we do? Do we join crime? What are we doing? Because we need to make money. We need to provide for our families. And they're journalists and they love what they do. So they thought, you know what, why don't we bring stories to Kenyans in a different way? And they formed all of these different platforms to figure out a way how they can bring those stories to you. With that, they've made names, they've made money, and they've earned your respect over the past few years. If you want to join in as well, start your own blog, start your own YouTube channel, start your own page. Be credible, don't look to bury people, don't look to malign their characters. This is so interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing that they think about, but they are. So hopefully you'll start yours. We have a contortionist